Ja, hallo Freunde, schön, dass ihr wieder eingeschaltet habt beim Tod und Teufel Metal Podcast. Heute haben wir hier einen ganz besonderen Gast, und zwar aus dem fernen Neuseeland. Der liebe Sam ist hier gerade zugeschaltet mit der Band Imperial Slave. Und damit wir uns hier vernünftig unterhalten können, machen wir das Ganze natürlich für euch in Englisch. Okay, hello Sam, how are
Hey
you?
man, yeah, sehr good.
Hey, that's really nice German, mate. It would be incredible nice if you could introduce yourself to our viewers.
Yeah, hi, I'm Sam from Imperial Slave, New Zealand death metal band. Really stoked to be on the show. Thanks for getting in touch and having a chat.
Okay, that's really nice. Can you tell me something about your own way into the metal scene?
Um, my own way. Well, so I'm the vocalist from Imperial Slave. I used to be a drummer for different New Zealand metal bands. I played for a band called 8 Foot Sativa and then a band called Szene, and we did lots of tours and played with lots of big bands, like Metallica, Slayer, Motorhead, um, yeah, lots of different bands. And as a drummer, I injured my shoulder and I couldn't play drums anymore, so I started doing vocals and then formed a band, Imperial Slave, in 2020. And then yeah, we've recorded an album in 2021. And then 2023, we're working on the third album at the moment. And yeah, done a lot of touring and hoping to do a lot more.
That's incredible nice. Um, please tell me something about the metal scene in New Zealand because it's yeah, if you're going to see it here from the European view, it's really far away, and I guess it's really interesting here for our viewers.
It's it's a really strong scene in New Zealand. Obviously, it's a small population. There's only 5 million people in New Zealand, so just as everywhere, the metal scene is smaller than the whole population, but it's really strong with there's a lot of good bands that are doing well internationally. Um, I mean, not a lot, but for the size of our country, there's yeah, metal is really strong, especially extreme metal, death metal. Mostly, I'd say it's death metal. There's bands like Organectomy, Plague of the Fallen, Utilize the Remains that are internationally just as good as some of the like biggest bands in the world. And yeah, there's a real strong scene here. It's obviously small like it is everywhere, but yeah, the caliber of bands is it's pretty incredible for a small country.
That's really cool. Um, and what was your first contact to this music? Was it, for example, Iron Maiden, or was it Metallica?
Uh,
Or
it was Led Zeppelin for me
ah,
first. Our dad was a big Led Zeppelin fan, so mum was into Alice Cooper, dad was into Led Zeppelin. They were both into both of those things, and then we kind of got Iron Maiden from our uncle, and then my brother brought Metallica home. Oh, and even Appetite for Destruction when that came out, that was kind of I don't know if you call that metal, but it was at the time, like 1988. It was kind of one of the heavier popular things that came about. For me, it was Seventh Son when that came out in '88. Was the first like what we'd call metal now because Led Zeppelin isn't metal, but I consider it one of the beginnings for sure. Yeah, so Iron Maiden and Rust in Peace for me was a big one that came out when I was 12, and that's still my favorite album ever. And then in the 90s, when all the 80s bands went a bit light, but then death metal came out. So it was, yeah, it kind of went in that direction because the bands I loved were not doing what I loved of them. So then you kind of go in this other direction, go more underground because that's where the heavier, faster shit is.
Yeah.
So yeah, but yeah, basically it was Led Zeppelin and Iron Maiden that got the kick in the ass. But when I was 14, I saw Metallica. They were doing the Black Album tour. They came to New Zealand, and that was the day that kind of changed everything. That was like, okay, this is what I want to do, and everything else can fuck off. And I'm not going to try and do anything else with life. It just I want to do that.
Really
So
cool.
that was the game changer. Yeah.
Um, was it also an era of classical tape trading there in New Zealand, or where did you get the stuff, the musical stuff?
No, I mean, we knew about tape trading, I guess, but I didn't know anyone that did it because you could just go to the shop and get Iron Maiden. We didn't really know about death metal and underground shit at the time. Like in '88, when I was getting into it, we didn't know about like we didn't know that Scream Bloody Gore or Leprosy was already out. That was the underground stuff that was happening overseas. Maybe some people in New Zealand knew about it, but I was 10, so I didn't fucking know. But
Yeah.
yeah, it was just going to the shop and you get the scariest cover that you can find, and it was Iron Maiden. Or then you go to the record shops and just see what cover looks good or what record label released it, because back then you could rely on record labels to anything from Roadrunner. Back then you knew it was good because they were a death metal label, or Metal
Yeah.
Blade, or if there was a member from a different band that you already liked, then you just get it because of that.
Yeah, that's really, really cool. Um, can you tell me something about the beginning of Imperial Slave? Because you told me that you founded the band 2020. Did I get it right?
Yeah, yeah, it was in 2020. I just wrote a song and recorded it and put it on Facebook and said like, who wants to play this kind of music? And and the first people that contacted me, one guy I hunt down, Ants, our guitarist. I'd heard demos of his online, and I was like, who's that guy? So I kind of found him. But the others just heard the song, or someone told them about the song that this guy's looking for musicians. And then yeah, it was the first three guys that I talked to about it, and they're still all the guys in the band 5 years later. So it kind of just worked out really easily and quickly, and there wasn't lineup changes or anything. It was like the first three guys I talked to were the guys, and then I played drums on the first album, so we didn't really need a drummer until we started playing live like a year later or something. And then yeah, we tried a couple of guys that didn't work out, and then we tried out this guy Matt, and halfway into one song we knew, okay, that's the guy. And so he's been there as well since, I guess he came in 2021, but it was 2020 when the four of us first, yeah, got together and did the first album.
Um, I see. I saw New Zealand um, as a country with the northern side and the southern side. Um, did you get all your musicians on the north side, or where did you get in touch with them?
Yeah, all in the north because I live in Palmerston North. And yeah, it's just local. So we all live. I mean, a couple of them have moved down to Wellington now, so that's just an hour and a half away, maybe 2 hours. But yeah, we all live pretty close.
That's cool. So, do you play in the classical rehearsal room, the Imperial Slave stuff?
Yeah, I work at a recording studio practice rooms, so we just record. I mean, rehearse, yeah, for free, but don't tell anyone.
Really cool. That's nice. And what do you think is the biggest musical impact here on Imperial Slave for you?
I don't know. There's no one thing. It's like it'd be like 80s thrash metal and 90s death metal, a
Yeah, I
mixture
think
of
so
those.
too.
Yeah. And
Mm.
I mean, there's lots of little bits of other things like suicidal tendencies or Led Zeppelin or Iron Maiden. But yeah, mostly it's 80s thrash and 90s death, and that's pretty much the core of it.
Yeah, I think so too. Um, as I heard your records the first time, um, your vocals reminds me a little bit of Brad Hoffman from Malevolent Creation. Rest in peace,
That's my
brother.
guy. That's my favorite. That's my favorite guy. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Fully. Thanks. That's when I wanted to become a vocalist after playing the drums, I went into a rehearsal space and just tried a lot of different vocal styles or like what can I do? Can I even be a vocalist? Just try to yell along with different records. And that was the one that I connected with was Brett Hoffman for sure. And I've been a fan of Malevolent Creation since when was that? I don't know, 96, 95, 96. I got the Stillborn album, and then In Cold Blood came out, and then The Fine Art of Murder is my favorite. So I just started yelling along to that. And yeah, definitely that's the one I connect with the most. And that's, yeah, good spotting.
And can you tell me something about your influences for your own lyrical style?
Um, Life in general. I don't really have any other lyricists that I connect with. I mean, there's lots that I love. Like I love Lemmy's lyrics, or I mean, lots of different guys, but I'd never tried to write like them because it's a different, it's a different thing that I'm trying to channel with my lyrics about the topic of imperial slavery, basically, just the way the world is. It's mostly from documentaries like or books. There's no fiction. I don't have any fictional songs. I don't read fiction, so I wouldn't be good at it anyway. It's just topics, what's gone on in history or what's happening now. Yeah, so there's no lyrical style that I've been influenced by, really. It's just been influenced by what's happening or what's happened. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Um, is it possible that we're going to talk about your latest output, Still at Large? Um, where did you record this one? Because it has really a badass sound.
Cool. Yeah, I work at the recording studio just down the road. So we recorded both albums there, but we got different people to mix it. So I record the albums and then yeah, get different people to mix it. So then it sounds way different from the previous album. But yeah, it's literally 2.5 minutes from here, this at my house.
Nice.
We record at my work. When there's no one else there, we just go there at night and then record our stuff and then send it to a mixer because I can record the stuff all right, but I'm not good at mixing, so I'd rather and I don't enjoy it, so it's better to get someone else to do that. And it's cool to get different people to do it. So each album sounds different.
And how much time did you need for the record process?
Um, Too long. It took fucking ages and it was a horrible process. I didn't enjoy it at all. I can't remember how long. I think we did the drums in like April or something, or May. We may have re-recorded them. I can't remember, but we didn't finish it until maybe, I don't know, October or something. So quite a lot of months. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it was a long process. So maybe April to October, whatever that is, 6 months.
Okay. And
It's not ideal because you'd rather just go in for 4 weeks, do it every day, bang, bang, bang. But people have jobs and people are in other bands and shit. They're going on tour and fucks everything. So yeah, it's a long time and it's not ideal, but you just do whatever you have to do to make it happen.
yeah, for sure, for sure. Um, After you finished the record process, was there a big tour? Can you tell us something about the live aspect?
Yeah, so the album came out in December 2023, and then we did a release party. Then it's New Year's and stuff. So in New Zealand, obviously, it's summer over Christmas and New Year's, and it's not a good time to tour. Everyone's, going all over the place. It's kind of good for festivals, but not for death metal because it's all reggae festivals and shit in the summer. So you can't really do touring until March, April. So yeah, that's what we did. I think I can't remember. It's a while ago now. I think we did March, April. Then we toured with Vader in May, and so what was 2024? Yeah, and then we went to Japan with Nile and we did like 3 shows with Nile in Japan and then a couple of our own, and then more shows in New Zealand again. Yeah.
Really cool. And what was the most remarkable moment on the road for you and Imperial Slave?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Probably playing in Japan was always a dream. I've never been to Japan before, and to do
Yeah,
it with Nile was fucking insane. So it was immediately big shows in crazy places like Tokyo and Osaka. And also just this year in June, we went to Germany and Slovenia and Czech Republic and did festivals. We played with Nile again this year in Metal Frenzy Festival, Godless Mountain Festival. I can't remember where that was. It was somewhere near Dresden. And the festival in Slovenia was crazy, just in the center of this town. Like, yeah, just playing. It's all apartments around. So crazy that we can make this noise at 10 o'clock at night and all these apartments around and we're allowed to do this. It was surreal. Yeah, so there's no way you can pick one moment, but there's a lot of crazy moments that you'd like, how is this happening? Kind of feel.
Do you have got any life stages on your bucket list?
Life stages. Vakken, definitely. Vakken's always been a dream. It's
Yeah,
definitely Vakken, like 100% that's it. Um, a dream of mine is to play the power station in New Zealand. I've done it with previous bands, but not as a vocalist. So that's a big one. But it's definitely Vakken. I mean, when I started playing music, is my dream to play with Slayer and to play at Vakken. I played with Slayer in a previous band called Szene, and so Wacken is still the dream. That's it. That's the dream.
Yeah, really cool, mate. Do you like it to be on the road with Imperial Slave, or do you prefer it to be in the rehearsal room and to construct and write the music?
Definitely, I don't know. It's a tough one. I definitely prefer being on tour. I'd rather be on tour all the time. But writing music when that's happening, that's probably the most exciting time when a song is really doing well and you're creating a song that you're really vibing with and going, yeah, we're onto something here. That's kind of exhilarating, but it's a lot of work as well. On tour, it's like all the work's done. You just get on stage and have fun, and then drink everything they've got, and then go to the next place. That's definitely the easiest fun that you can have is being on tour, for sure. That's what I want to do until I drop.
Really nice. What are the plans for your future with Imperial Slave?
Right now, we're working on the third album. We've got no gigs booked for months. We've got one gig booked in March in Auckland, but that's however many months away. We're just focused now on doing the next album. We've got maybe 8 to 10 songs really close to being finished. And yeah, that's the goal for the next few months is just ignore everything else and just focus on songwriting and get that out by next year. And we want to go to Australia hopefully next year because it's right next door and we haven't been there yet. We've been to Europe twice and been to Japan, and it's so fucking expensive to go there. It's awesome, but Australia's right there, and we we need to go there and try and build a fan base and just tour a bit cheaper.
Yeah, really cool idea with Australia. Um,
Mm.
I've got one off-topic question to you. Um, if you're going to see you as a fan, as a metal fan, do you prefer to get stuff on CD or do you prefer it on vinyl, for example, or the classical tape?
Vinyl, 100% vinyl. It's always been vinyl since I started listening to metal music in '88. Then I just wanted vinyls, and then in the like late '90s, 2000s, and they just kind of disappeared, and it was hard to get them, but you could still track them down. There just weren't as many, but yeah, it's always been vinyl.
Really cool. Do you plan
And
the next?
I just like to say fuck Spotify and all of that digital bullshit. Go and buy the albums.
I'm absolutely with you, my friend. Um, do you plan the next Imperial Slave output also on vinyl for the fans?
Yeah, every album ever, always on vinyl. We did the last record on cassette, CD, and vinyl. We'll we'll probably always do CDs and definitely always do vinyl. We did cassette just because it was selling again, but I don't think cassettes will last because I mean, how many people have a cassette player? It's kind of a novelty that came back for a little bit, but yeah, we'll see. It'll always be on vinyl for me.
So if a viewer here wants to buy stuff from Imperial Slave, here in Germany, for example, or in the Netherlands, um, what is the best option to get your vinyls at the moment? What do you think here in Europe?
Uh, just messaging the Facebook page or Bandcamp. We have them on there as well. Yeah, that's it. We don't have any distribution in Europe. So yeah, it'd just be we do have a booking agent in Germany obviously that's how we met up, and
Yeah.
we're going to try and set up some records over there, so then it's cheaper for postage, so then it can be sent to Europe, in Europe. So yeah, at the moment it's definitely just Facebook or Instagram.
Which way?
We have got a tradition here at our podcast, and I really need your imagination for this one. It will be a little bit of funny question, but I think we can try it. If you're going to imagine that there is going to land an alien species in New Zealand, direct in front of your
Yeah.
rehearsal room, and they're going to knock at the door, and
I like
they're
aliens.
friendly, but they have got an easy question for you. How can you describe the imperial slave stuff to an alien species?
So they're speaking English, are they?
And they are going to be able to understand you.
I don't know. Fucking hell. Because I can't say it sounds like 80s thrash metal and 90s death metal because they're fucking aliens. They don't know what that is. I don't know. We just say we're noisy earthlings that like aggressive sounds and fast vibrations on these instruments that sound like anger.
Really nice description, mate.
Okay, cool.
Okay, Sam.
Oh, yeah. Cool.
Thank you so much for your time to describe here your project. It was a big fun.
Cool. Thank you.
And
Awesome.
yeah, do you want to have got the last words here for our viewers?
Just if they got this far, thanks for watching and giving a shit about some band that no one's heard of from New Zealand. It's fucking awesome to talk to you on the other side of the world, and we just love the underground scene of metal that's always interested in good metal wherever it comes from. And thanks to you for putting the time in to a band that, you know, obviously not many people have heard of yet.
Thank you so much, Sam. Okay, bye-bye.
Dankeschön. Tschüss.